It has now become evident throughout the Western world that multiculturalism has failed, and I couldn't agree more. Of course, Suella Braverman was demonized for saying multiculturalism has failed, and numerous others, because they left they like to have this grand image that, all cultures or religion can live together side by side. No, they can't. They can't. It's a lie. Cultures, religions cannot live together. And the one culture and the one religion that can never live with another culture or religion is Islam. Islam is not a fucking religion of peace, you leftist idiots. It's a religion of hate, violence, misogyny, anti-Semitism, homophobia, and many, many more. It's an evil religion. Yet you say it's a religion of peace and defend it. And what Hamas did to the poor citizens of Israel last weekend is evil. It was wrong. It was the true face of Islam. But what is occurring now, is even more threatening. The former leader of Hamas has called for all Muslims around the world this weekend to begin a weekend of terrorism. A jihad against the Jews. That is what Hamas wants. Hamas are a jihadi terrorist movement, yet the left support them as a freedom fighter movement. Hamas are the furthest thing from freedom fighters. They're just terrorists, bloodthirsty terrorists. But now, this foreign conflict in a blood-soaked land thousands of miles away is spewing over in British streets. This is the result of multiculturalism. It is the result of mass, uncontrolled immigration, foreign wars on our streets. We have imported people who hate us, who think we're colonizers. All those people coming in on the boats, those young fighting-age men, they're not here to assimilate. No, they're here to take. They see us as colonizers. And they think that it's time to colonize the colonizers. That's what they could do. They come in on their boats to colonize us. Indeed, their attempts are already underway in Birmingham and Sheffield. In practically every single British city, we've been colonized. We've been ethnically cleansed. And now, they're coming for our towns and our villages. Soon, British people, white British people, will be a minority in their own homeland. This is the result of multiculturalism. The indigenous cultures of our homeland, a minority, non-existent, wiped out through genocide. That is what these Islamic terrorists want for us. And these Muslims who are rallying in support of Palestine and Hamas in London, Manchester, Sheffield, roughly any British city with a very big Muslim population, they're defending a terrorist organisation who has just raped and murdered women. That's why they're out here. If it was the other way around and a bunch of Israeli soldiers went into Palestine and raped and murdered Palestinian women, then them protesting and saying they're pro-Palestine would at least kind of make sense. But no. Instead, Palestinian Hamas terrorists went into Israel and murdered and raped Israeli women, shut up a friggin' music festival, and just went on an absolute blood feud, killing anyone and anyone, killing families as they sat down to eat breakfast, beheading babies, burning people alive, acting as savages. And these savage barbarians, we've imported them into the West. In Germany, one of the leading political scientists there said multiculturalism has failed. Angela Merkel, back when Germany was importing migrants, said that multiculturalism has failed. Multiculturalism has failed because cultures can't live together. Islam can't live. with different cultures. Islam always has to be the dominant culture, the dominant religion, the dominant idea, the dominant belief, because that's what they want. Muslims want to control the friggin' world. They want the entire world to be Muslim. That is what Hamas' ultimate game is. Once Hamas has conquered Israel, they state in their charter that they'll go on to reclaim Spain, to reclaim Eastern Europe, and to conquer, to expand the Islamic Caliphate. This is what they want. This is what Muslims in London and other towns and other cities in the UK are cheering for: an Islamic Caliphate, an empire in which Muslims will be the dominant people, and we will all be slaves made to pay the friggin' jizya. This is the result of multiculturalism. You and me feeling at heart, not feeling like we're in a different country in our own frickin' cities. I know what it feels like. And every time I go to Scunthorpe, I have to ask myself, am I in Pakistan? I went to Birmingham one time. I thought I was in friggin' India. Multiculturalism has failed. It's always going to fail. It is always going to fail. Because different cultures, different religions can't mix. They just won't mix. And that is why in my town I will not have Muslims. I will not have any other culture, any other religion except Christianity and English culture. I will not have Islam, Judaism, Sikhism, Buddhism, whatever. I will not have it in my town. It is not happening. Oh God, my town. I'll guard it from different friggin' cultures. Because at the end of the day, multiculturalism is exactly, it's just you, the indigenous peoples of this island who have lived here, fought and died for this place for thousands of years, built amazing works of architecture, and tried your best to make Britain, England, a land for the English, for the white Christian majority. You, under multiculturalism, will be a minority in your own homeland which your ancestors built, whilst some third world scum, vermin, rats rip it all down, tear it to shreds, and install their own Islamic government. We've been betrayed and stabbed in the back. We have been lied to, manipulated, played. Under Blair, he did the suicidal idea to open the friggin' borders, and that has brought nothing but problems. And it'll always bring nothing but problems. But there is hope. Just look at the people of Llanelli. The government wanted to put illegal migrants in their town. What did the people of Llanelli do? They stood up, rose up, and said no. And that is what we do. Be like the people of Llanelli. Because Llanelli, or whatever the Welsh pronunciation of it, is no different to any other town or city in the entirety of Britain. And all it takes is the white majority to rise up and say no. So that's what we need to do. Rise up and say no. Otherwise you will be a minority in your own homeland.